tonight's video, we're going to make a Plum Gorgeous Angel Christmas card, and we're going to use the angelofpeace cling stamp set. And for the background paper, we're going to use the Merry Melody embossing folder, and we'll also use the For Unto Us sentiments for the front of the card and inside the card. Hi, I'm Joan Heberlein, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan Simple Paper Crafts found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by. And if you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week on a Wednesday. Now, before we get started, I want to say hi to all my friends that I made at the Wisconsin Heights Craft Show last Saturday. I have the information about the seasonal sale, and I'm going to give it to you here briefly, and then I have more information in the comment section below. So the seasonal sale, you get 10% off all cardstock, 15% off ink pads, and 20% off dies. And that's for all products in the 21-22 annual catalog. If you have your heart set on a handful of supplies from the 21-22 annual catalog, now is the time to buy. If you find that you're spending $75 or more, you might want to think about starting your own demonstrator account, because you could use the Start with Savings promotion, where a new demonstrator can customize their own starter kit by selecting $125 worth of product, and it'll only cost them $75. What a great way to stock up on supplies. You'll find more information in the comments section below. Now give me a few seconds so I can turn the camera down and we can get started. Here's an angelofpeace set we're going to make. Now she's plum gorgeous, but we don't have plum paper. So what we're going to be using is a rich razzleberry. And I think that looks like plum. And we also are using the angelofpeace cling stamp set and the For Unto Us. So we'll be using this sentiment on the inside, and this is obviously on the outside. So for this card, I had put the blessings to you and yours, but I wanted to try this stamp right here. And then we got the dies out of the Ornate Layers dies, and we're taking this one right here. So we will start with doing our embossing. So we got our paper piece here, and we're going to emboss that with the Merry Melody 3D embossing folder. And what we do is we want to put it inside this folder. And then you close it up. And I have it going very straight on here because the design would show up if you had the notes going off crooked and stuff. And there is a top and a bottom to this. So this would be the top portion and this is the bottom portion. So then we just put this into our die folder. And I've already done that. And this is the top this way. So let me get this out of the way for right now. This card could also be done where you flip it this way, flip it up and down this way. But I did it where it's a side folder. Next we're going to do is we're going to stamp our card. So we've got the angel we need to stamp. We've got our inner card and our outer sentiment. So let's do the sentiments first. And we're going to use our Memento ink. I'm wondering, why don't we try using our Smoky Slate on this? And so then that will match this color right here. So I'm going to close up this Memento ink for right now. We'll use that later on for the angel, but let's try doing something a little bit different. So I just want to center this on this piece here. And I'll have the cutting dimensions in the comment section below. Yeah, what do you think? I think that works really good. So we're going to use those. I'm going to set that up here to dry. And I'll clean those stamps in just a second here. Then we need to use our For Unto Us, this sentiment. May your heart be lifted in praise this Christmas for a wonderful gift of Jesus and the joy he brings to our lives. And we'll use a Smoky Slate again. Trying to center that. Looks wonderful. And then we have our, let me close this up now. We have our Memento ink that we're going to do next. And I am going to take the pad and stamp the angel because she's a little bit bigger than the stamp pad, and that way I know that I'm not missing any part of the angel. Okay. Just trying to center it on there. I am going to flip it over because it looks a little bit smudged up there, and see if I can't get a better stamp on the other side. Just don't want to smear it in case we have to come back to this side. Okay, let's try that again. I felt it move when I set it down, so that's why I was wondering if I actually... Okay, so let's see if I can get it. I think I'm going to turn it this way because my wrists don't turn all that way. I can get it a lot easier this way, I think. Yeah, that turned out a lot better. All right, so now we're going to just bring in our Stampin' Scrub and clean our stamps off. And I am going to put a little mist on here. It's called Stampin' Mist. And I am going to stamp off on some paper to get the excess ink off. Okay, so let's get this going. Should always clean your stamps before you put them away. You may want to change your color like we did with today. We didn't use the Memento ink, and had I had Memento ink on there, it would have turned out a lot darker because it may have bled off onto the card. So next we want to do is we want to color our angel, and we're going to use our light Blackberry Bliss. So I am just going to go along the edges of the card. So going over the outline. And you notice sometimes it's wider and sometimes it's more narrow. And that's fine. It's just adding color. I'm going to just fill in that little circle there. I am trying to make it so that it ends more narrow. So when I said ends more narrow, like down here, it's not really abrupt, where here it's kind of abrupt, and I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to leave it as is. And I just need to do a little bit around her neck and this arm, yeah. Okay, I think that's good. And next we're going to take our light Daffodil Delight, because I'm going to have her have light colored hair. And I'm going to use the bullnose tip on this and just do some strokes. So it's more or less highlighting her hair. Leaving some whites in there. And I'm using, I don't know if I mentioned it, I am using our glimmer paper. And I'm also going to do the dove in the yellow. We're almost done here. Next we're going to take our Winkostella, and this is a new bottle, so I want to be very careful with this one. Looking for my scrap of paper where I stamped off on, because when you do the Winkostella, like it comes out in globs like that when you first use it. So I hadn't gotten that out there yet, so now I think I'm good. Shouldn't be a problem anymore. I should be able to just paint it on, and I'm just going to paint her wings. Did another one, so let's work really quick here. See if I can get it to... Not really what I wanted. And I am just going to see if I can top that up some. Cross your fingers. So I want it to be even now, so I'm going back over the lower portion where there was not any big globs. And then this wing too. Okay, and then forgot one other thing I wanted to stamp. I wanted to stamp this up in this corner here. So let me see if I can bring out my Smoky Slate again. And we'll get that up there. And I want to get it laid down. I wish I'd had it done before I started the wings, because I'm afraid the wings may take a little bit longer to dry now, and don't want that to happen. I am going to get my Stampin' scrub out again to scrub this stamp off. And then I am going to go over the color with the brush. This is Winkostella I'm applying to the stamped image. And we're going to put down a little bit of a glue. We'll do that last, because we will need to add that to our card. So let's leave that go. I'm going to put our card together. So we've got our 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And I'm just going to fold and burnish it. And I burnish it on both sides because I want to make sure that it is a very crisp edge. I'm going to get this out of here before I put something into that wet spot. Okay. And then we're going to glue the inside in. And I don't think I told you how I got these done. I got it from this die, and I just die cut it in both places. But I had to roll it back and forth several times so that it would finish off the entire die cut. And I don't know if it's my rollers, my machine might be offset. So I'm going to just try another die cut later on and see if I can get it to work better. But normally I don't have any problems where I'm just go through once and it's good. So just kind of threw me for a surprise there. So I'm going to use my silicone mat here, if I can find it. So that we don't get any glue on the work surface. And I'm going around the die cut and putting glue in the middle of the die cut. And the glue I'm using is our multi-purpose glue that I fill these needle nose tip bottles so that I can work with these delicate surfaces a lot easier than using the broad tip or the pen tip. So now we're just going to put this on our card base. And it should leave about 1/8 of an inch around the border on all 3 sides. And it leaves that much on the left side as well, but it doesn't look as obvious because of the fold line. That's why I'm saying just 3 sides. And I'm just using my bone folder to flatten any glue bubbles out from the bottom. Then next we want to do is glue down our gray cardstock. And we will put that on with glue as well. And that's going to leave about 1/8 of an inch around the border. And it should be at that on all 4 sides. And again, I'm just flattening all the glue underneath the 2 pieces of paper there. Then for this one, I'm going to use tear and tape because you could use glue, but having it use the 3D image, you need to make sure you're getting it on places where the papers will make contact. So if I use the tear and tape, I know I'm making contact with this and the other paper. You could also use the Seal and Seal Plus, but I needed to have a little more wiggle room with this. because I am going to put it on leaving an 1/8 of an inch border, and I want to be able to adjust it a little bit and not have to worry about it sticking down too quickly. And I put the tear and tape along the long vertical edge, and then I put a little bit on the ends and some in the middle, because we are going to have another piece on top of this, so I want to make sure the middle doesn't break away on me. So just, let's take our pick tool and just tear the backings off. And now this needs to be an 1/8 of an inch border. I'm sorry, 1/16 of an inch border. So there's not a lot of space. So I'm just putting it down very lightly, just making sure that I'm having the same amount of distance all the way around. Let me try it this way. If I turn it diagonally, all right. I think we've got it. It's a little bit off on this side, but I think it's okay. Then we want to glue this down onto the gray base, and we'll just use glue on that. And looks like it is still wet. So let's get it onto here. So now we want to have an 1/8 of an inch border. Now I don't want to touch the wings, because it appears to be wet yet. So I see there are a couple spots where I'm missing, so I'm just going to touch that up a little bit. I think that's good. Then we're going to put dimensionals on the back of this. Shouldn't have touched that up again. So we're going to put black dimensionals so that they won't be visible from the edge. If you don't have black, you can use the white. I just knew that I had some black in there, so I am using those. And I'm going to put on a lot because I don't want her to get caught in the rollers when it goes through the mail at the post office. And they're only about a penny a piece. I think that's worth it, having it arrive all in one piece. And I'm just going to pick this up and hopefully not smear. Good, I didn't smear it. I'm going to pick off those backings with my Take Your Pick tool. I love my Take Your Pick tool. I think this is probably one of the first things that I bought from Stampin' Up. It's just so much easier to wrangle these papers and they don't go all over the place. And you know I've used this tool for other things as well. So I'm going to center this on here now. It's about 3/8 of an inch border on the right and the left, and about a 1/4 inch border on the top and the bottom. And then the next thing is we're going to put a little drop of glue right in the center. And then we're going to use the other end of our Take Your Pick tool. Kind of has a putty tip there. And I've got it on a gem. And I'm just going to go around and get the excess glue with the pick portion of my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm actually going to use this just to go a little bit around the edge. So then the next piece is our Merry Christmas. So we're just going to put some glue on the back of this. And I am just going to see, I've got it. It's not centered. It's centered right to left, but not top to bottom. So I'm just going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to use this guillotine because it'll cut that a lot easier than going in and trying to cut it on the other trimmer. Because I had to take the sliver off, and it's hard. I have a difficult time cutting something that thin on the trimmer. So what we need to do is we want to put this on here, and I'm going to have it be about halfway down this edge, halfway in the center here, and then the same on this side. That means I can use a mini glue dot there. And I'll just put 2 on. But then on the rest, I'll just have to glue it. So let me just take the paper backings off before we get glue on there. And then we're just going to glue it. And we'll just position it. And I'm just going to just pull it in as far as it'll go before it runs into the glue dot. There she is. Let me bring in the other card here. I hope you like this project as much as I did. You could use this with just about any stamp sentiment. Here you could have done just "You're an Angel," and then had "Sometimes angels are just good people" with all kinds hearts on the inside. Then we have our "For Unto Us." There's a lot of different combinations here you could have used. How about just a thank you card? Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you enjoyed today's video, would you do me two favors? Click the thumbs up emoji. That means you like it. And would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Bear with me a little bit longer because I want to let you know of the promotions going on right now. And I just wanted to pop on to tell you about the seasonal sale that we'll be running tomorrow, November 16th through Thursday, November 18th. Craft, create, and celebrate with savings. Fold, snip, layer, and stamp during the seasonal sale. You can stock up and save 10% on cardstock, 15% on ink pads, and 20% on dies. And that's dies from the 2021-2022 annual catalog. Build up your collection of crafting basics and prepare for another year of top-tier products with a steal of a deal on paper crafting products. So if you've been waiting to restock your supplies, there's no better time than now to buy. If you're purchasing $75 or more, you might want to think about starting your own demonstrator account, because right now you can get $125 of product for only $75, and you don't have to make another purchase, or you don't even have to do a workshop. You can be your own best customer, no questions asked. For more information, check out the links in the comments section below. Do you regularly restock your craft collection and always want the latest and greatest Stampin' Up! Supplies? The Start with Savings promotion will give you that opportunity. Instead of a standard $99 starter kit, which is already a steal of a deal, you can get a $125 starter kit for only $75. What an absolutely unbeatable bargain. And that bargain runs now until November 30th. Before we go, I want to tell you about Stampin' Up's new product. It's an early release, and it's called Eden's Garden. And it's a collection which contains a bundle and some designer series paper and some gems. You can buy the bundle or you can buy the individual items. And the sale starts October 1st. Mark your calendars. I'll be back next Wednesday, November 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll be doing something Christmas-like. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.